Peace is not the absence of storms in your life, but the presence of stillness within you while the storms pass. And that is the thought for today. Welcome to 7 Good Minutes. I'm Clyde Lee Dennis. Thanks for joining me for what I believe will be 7 of the most enriching minutes of your day. In today's episode of 7 Good Minutes, we talk about why your inner peace doesn't depend on perfect circumstances. Enjoy. In the middle of chaos, there's a choice waiting for you. It's not the choice to control what's happening around you. That's often impossible. It's the choice to control what's happening within you. Calm isn't something that happens to you when life gets easier. Calm is something you create, something you choose, something you cultivate, regardless of what storms are raging outside. Right now, wherever you are, whatever challenges you're facing, you have access to a profound power. It's the power to step back from the noise, to find your center, to choose peace over panic. This isn't about pretending everything is fine when it's not. It's about recognizing that your inner state doesn't have to mirror your outer circumstances. By the end of this episode, you'll understand that calm is not a luxury reserved for perfect moments, but a skill you can develop and a choice you can make in any situation. You'll learn practical ways to access your inner peace even when life feels overwhelming. We've been taught to believe that calm is something we achieve when everything in our lives is going well, when the bills are paid, when relationships are smooth, when work is manageable, when health is good. Then we can be calm. But this approach makes your peace dependent on factors largely outside your control, and it guarantees that you'll spend most of your life waiting for the right conditions to feel centered. The truth is, calm people aren't people who have calm lives. They're people who have learned to remain calm within whatever life brings them. They've discovered that peace isn't the absence of storms. It's the ability to find stillness in the eye of the hurricane. Think about a tree in a windstorm. The branches may bend and sway dramatically, but the roots remain anchored deep in the earth. The tree doesn't fight the wind. It moves with it while staying grounded. You can learn to be like that tree. The surface of your life may be turbulent, but you can develop roots so deep that nothing can shake your fundamental sense of peace. This begins with understanding that your thoughts and emotions are not you. They're experiences you're having. When anxiety arises, you don't have to become anxious. When anger surfaces, you don't have to become angry. You can observe these feelings, acknowledge them, and choose how to respond rather than simply reacting from them. Calm is a practice, not a personality trait. Some people seem naturally more peaceful, but everyone can develop this capacity. It starts with small moments of conscious choice. When you feel stress building, you can choose to take 3 deep breaths instead of holding your breath. When someone says something that triggers you, you can choose to pause before responding instead of reacting immediately. The breath is your most reliable pathway to calm. It's always available, it costs nothing, and it works immediately. When you slow down your breathing, you're sending a direct signal to your nervous system that you're safe. You're activating the part of your brain that knows how to rest and restore rather than fight or flee. But calm isn't just about managing crisis moments. It's about creating a baseline of peace that you can return to throughout your day. This means being intentional about what you consume, not just food, but information, conversations, entertainment. It means protecting your mental environment the same way you'd protect your physical environment. Start your day with intention rather than reaction. Instead of immediately checking your phone and letting the world's urgency become your urgency, take a few minutes to center yourself. Set an intention for how you want to feel and show up in the world. This simple practice can change the entire trajectory of your day. Practice the art of the pause. Between stimulus and response, there's a space. In that space lies your power to choose. When something happens that typically would stress you out, train yourself to pause. Take a breath. Ask yourself, how do I want to respond to this? This tiny gap between what happens and how you react is where calm lives. Learn to distinguish between what you can control and what you can't. You can't control traffic, other people's moods, unexpected challenges, or global events. But you can control your response to all of these things. When you stop trying to control the uncontrollable and focus your energy on what's actually within your power, you naturally become calmer. Create rituals that anchor you in peace. Maybe it's a morning cup of tea that you drink mindfully. Maybe it's a few minutes of stretching before bed. Maybe it's a walk in nature or a moment of gratitude before meals. These small practices become touchstones of calm that you can rely on when life gets turbulent. Remember that choosing calm doesn't mean being passive or uncaring. You can be deeply engaged with life's challenges while maintaining your inner equilibrium. In fact, you're more effective when you respond from a place of calm rather than react from a place of chaos. Clear thinking, wise decisions, and compassionate responses all emerge more easily from a peaceful center. Calm is not the absence of feeling. It's the presence of choice. You can feel sad without being overwhelmed by sadness. You can feel angry without being consumed by rage. You can feel worried without being paralyzed by anxiety. Calm is the steady ground beneath all of your emotions, the part of you that remains unchanged no matter what you're experiencing. The world will always give you reasons to be stressed, anxious, and overwhelmed, but it will also always give you opportunities to choose peace, to find your center, to remember that you are larger than any single moment or circumstance. Your calm is not dependent on perfect conditions. It's dependent on your willingness to choose it, moment by moment, breath by breath, day by day. That does it for today's episode of 7 Good Minutes. Please take a moment to rate and review the show on the platform you're listening on. Until next time, let's be civil to one another out there. Thanks for listening.